Nightside. Wildfires bursting to life, threatening homes, salvation from the air. How a brigade of planes from as far away as California kept the flames of the West Hallett Road fire at bay.
Well, there will be no salvation from the heat for firefighters tomorrow. I'll show you how high the thermometer is going to go in the first alert forecast.
It's election night, and the main event in Spokane, the race for mayor. The incumbent confident despite trailing in the vote totals. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Breaking news from Spokane election headquarters. With an estimated 5,000 votes in Spokane County left to count, the November races are taking shape, and it appears some voters have said yes to property tax increases. Thanks for staying up with us for Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Aaron Luna has the night off. We begin with the race for Spokane mayor. The top voter getters move on to November, and it appears to be the showdown many people were expecting. Incumbent Nadine Woodward has more than 14,000 votes, but former state representative Lisa Brown is leading with nearly 17,000 votes.
Can I just say, it's fun to be number one. We have a clear path of victory.
In our For the People coverage, our Rania Kaur was at Lisa Brown's election gathering tonight as she and her team watched results roll in. Rania?
For the former Commerce Director, Lisa Brown, the results mean that Spokane is ready for change, and she is that change Spokane needs for the next 4 years. As election results rolled in, Lisa Brown says she expected a lead.
And the main thing we keep hearing again and again is that the mayor made campaign promises that she didn't deliver on. So it is time for new leadership.
As she addressed her supporters,
This mayor should be the woman who can best bring people together and bring resources to get things done.
Brown is confident she'll become Spokane's next mayor.
The people could ask themselves, is the city better off than it was 4 years ago? The answer is clearly no. It's time for new leadership.
Addressing homelessness and housing and capitalizing on Spokane's opportunity for economic development are her top 2 priorities.
Public safety can't be handled without handling homelessness.
Though there is one hurdle on her road to November.
The biggest challenge is $1 million being spent on negative ads. They're slinging all the mud they can in order to try to confuse voters.
Brown's confident a lead in the primaries will lead to victory.
I believe the momentum is on our side, and especially as we continue to talk to people and share our plans, I believe I will be our next mayor.
Brown says until November, she'll continue to go to neighborhoods, door knock to listen to challenges and opportunities. She says she's hoping to bring those voices into this campaign. In studio, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Rania. On the other side, current Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward taking second place in votes tonight, still moving on to November's general election. Our Natalie Grant was with Mayor Woodward as the results rolled in tonight. So, Natalie, what was her reaction?
Well, Kirsten, despite trailing Lisa Brown by almost 3,000 votes, Mayor Woodward remained incredibly optimistic at her election night gathering, saying she and the rest of the candidates that she is supporting, have a clear path to victory come November. At Tuesday's election night celebration, current Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward was joined by her supporters and other candidates she's backing as election results came in.
My challenger, Lisa Brown, got 46% of the vote, but she has nowhere to go from here.
Woodward remaining confident in her campaign despite her second place turnout, saying her path to victory will come from picking up the votes cast for other candidates like Tim Archer, who didn't make it through to November.
We have a clear path of victory.
But we just want common sense and Spokane solutions to the challenges that we face as a city and cities across the state and across the country face. And that is public safety and homelessness and housing. But we need common sense solutions to those.
Woodward also doubling down on her support for people like Kim Pleas and Earl Moore, who are running for spots on the city council, saying a new council is key to shape Spokane's future.
We need to listen to everybody, not just a small, vocal minority. That I believe the majority on our council only listens to. It's an echo chamber, and they're not willing to listen to any other voices.
Now, Woodward said that tonight that the job is not done yet, and she does plan to keep campaigning until the November election. Kirsten.
Natalie, thank you. The race for Spokane City Council president will be between Betsy Wilkerson and Kim Pleas. Andy Rathbun conceded the race today. Wilkerson garnered more than 4,000 more votes than Pleas.
I'm counting on the people understanding that experience matters, and that's what I bring to the table.
So I'm going to be a lot more collaborative, communicate with the people that live here, and I have a great relationship with our current mayor right now, and so you'll see a lot more collaboration.
Right now, Paul Dillon and Katie Randall Treeler are leading in the race for Spokane District number 2, council position number 1. In the Spokane District 3 Council position number 1 race, Kitty Klitze is leading the way with more than 4,500 votes, followed by Earl Moore and Christopher Savage. The top 2 in those races move on to the November ballot. We have more election results coming up in just a few minutes during this newscast, and you can also find them right now on KXLY.com. Well, temperatures have cooled off for the night. We'll be back into the high heat tomorrow, though. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker's here with your first alert forecast.
Even hotter than today for tomorrow, but right now we are cooling down nicely. This very dry air, while it is terrible for our fire danger, does allow temperatures to cool very efficiently with the light winds, the clear skies. We are already in the 50s in Deer Park, 60s in Post Falls, Hayden, and Coeur d'Alene. Still 70 degrees in Spokane and 72 in downtown. We're headed to overnight lows in the 40s in many locations. Got down into the 30s this morning in a couple of spots, including Turnbull National Wildlife Refuge. 56 for a morning low in Coeur d'Alene, 57 in Spokane. But then this is where we're headed during the day. 94 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 92 in Sandpoint, and 102 in Lewiston tomorrow. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Some haze on the horizon. It has not had a tremendous impact on our air quality. We've made it into the low end of the moderate range, and we've got wildfire smoke coming from a variety of sources around the entire region. Otherwise, it is going to be a sunny day, a little bit of a breeze in the afternoon, but only in the 15 to 20 mile per hour range for gusts. Our sustained winds will be quite a bit lower than that. I will be back with your 7-day forecast and talk about the potential of some thunderstorms as we get closer to the weekend. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. It was a beautiful evening for a block party in downtown Spokane. The Riverside Neighborhood and Downtown Partnership hosted the Night Out Against Crime party on Wall Street. Several different units from the Spokane Police Department were on hand to talk with people, as crime in downtown is on many people's minds.
It's a good idea, I think. I don't know. I work with the public a lot, and it'd be good if they knew law enforcement and stuff so they weren't so rude to them, I guess.
The block party in downtown Spokane and across the country tonight are aimed at building relationships between police and the people. The Department of Natural Resources will reevaluate evacuation levels for the West Hallett Road fire tomorrow. Crews remain on the fire lines tonight. This fire started just west of the Eagle Ridge neighborhood yesterday. Level 3 evacuation orders are still in place for everyone living south of 47th, east of Dorset Road, north and west of Cheney Spokane Road. And then level 2 evacuations, meaning be ready, are in place south of Hallett Road in between Assembly and Dorset Road.
Prepares you and you realize how valuable your life is.
And that's Nancy Loken. She lives just feet from land burned by that fire. The fire crews say the West Hallett fire could have been much worse if it wasn't for planes and helicopters attacking from the air. At one point, 26 aircraft were in the air yesterday. They came from Deer Park, Omak, Yakima, Moses Lake, Coeur d'Alene, even as far away as Southern California. Chris Hopman is one of the Fire Boss pilots.
Often they're listening in there on the radio, so they hear when the ground firefighters are saying, hey, we're going to need air resources. So before we even get the piece of paper, we already know it's coming.
The Department of Natural Resources says the amount of air support depends on the size of the fire and the availability in the region. The pilots say people should be aware of the firefighting aircraft And if you happen to be on the lake when planes are in the air, move toward the shore to help the planes have plenty of room to scoop up water. The West Hallett fire is just one more example that a fire can start at any moment. You'll want to make sure that you and your family are prepared in case you ever have to evacuate. Head over to kxly.com/firewatch, where you can get a step-by-step guide on making a wildfire action plan. Around the Northwest tonight, the Eagle Bluff fire has grown to 15,000 acres along the U.S.-Canada border near Oroville, Washington. Evacuation levels have been downgraded, but people living nearby are feeling the heat.
You could actually feel the heat from it, across the lake. And we also could hear the roar from the fire at one point, too, as it would hit the bigger clumps of trees.
This wildfire has created dangerous conditions for firefighters.
Well, time for a look at First Sports. I'm Julian Minensone, and instead of a TV, Pac-12 football could soon be watched mostly from one of these, an iPhone. According to the reports, the Pac-12 presented details on a potential new media rights deal with Apple. Now, no agreement was reached, but according to ESPN, the proposed deal would be primarily streaming. The deal would also include incentivized tiers if certain subscription numbers are met. Now, the proposal comes 5 days after Colorado announced it is leaving the Pac-12 to join the Big 12. The Pac-12 has been looking for a new media rights partner for more than a year. The conference's current media rights deal expires in June of 2024. Of course, we'll keep you up to date with the latest with this story right here on 4 News Now. Live in the studio, Julian Minensone, 4 News Now Sports.
Julian, thank you. Safety measures were on ballots tonight. Airway Heights Fire and Spokane Fire District 3 will tell you what people voted for. Plus, why a new bank rate study says Washington State is one of the worst places to retire. That's next on Nightside.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. 4 News Now is brought to you by Adams Tractor.
Summer might not be a vacation for families experiencing homelessness, but while Family Promise teaches parents life skills, kids have the chance to explore and have fun.
Without the routine of school, summer is really challenging for homeless children. With the help of Numerica, kids are able to enjoy lots of fun activities.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Family Promise as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water wise this summer.
Hey, Donnie, can you give me one reason to call the advocates?
Sorry, Ken, I can't.
I can. I mean, who fights like we do? You can't give me one reason?
Nope.
How about that we take on big insurance bullies? We're not afraid of any case. We're passionate and smart. Really? You can't come up with one reason?
I can't come up with one, Ken. Because there are 500 million.
All the money we've recovered for our clients. Injured? You deserve justice. You deserve an advocate.
Wow, what a great vacation.
Yeah, no kidding. The new hotel, the casino, Maslow's Steakhouse.
Don't forget the triple head shower.
Trust me, I haven't. I feel 1,000,000 miles away.
You're not.
I understand that.
I just ran home and fed the dog.
Don't ruin this for me.
The largest casino resort in the Pacific Northwest is right in your backyard, thanks to our brand new River Tower Hotel in Northern Quest.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
No, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
It's Live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. only on 4 News Now.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. The look of the race for Spokane Valley and Liberty Lake City Councils starting to take shape tonight. Natalie Grant is back with us in studio tracking those races. Natalie?
Well, Kirsten, in the City Council races, the top 2 move on to the election in November. The race for Spokane Valley City Council position number 2. Jessica Yeager is currently the leading vote getter with more than 5,700 votes. Rachel Briscoe has more than 2,800 votes, with Adam Smith trailing by about 500 votes there. Meanwhile, in Liberty Lake, Dan Dunn is leading for City Council position number 3. Larry Marshall is in second place right now, with Keith Copelson about 200 votes behind Marshall. Kirsten.
Natalie, thank you. And a couple of safety measures were on the ballots tonight. Airway Heights Fire and Spokane Fire District 3. And for that, we turn back to Rania Kaur with a look at how those votes are going.
Kirsten, Fire District 3 serves southwest Spokane County, including the area of the West Halid Road fire. It was asking voters to approve a property tax levy increase to pay for better fire protection, emergency medical services, and replace equipment. Tonight, it appears that measure is passing, with a little more than 65% of the voters saying yes. Meanwhile, Airway Heights voters are saying yes to an $8 million measure to buy a building and remodel it into a modern fire station. For someone who owns a $300,000 house, the measure would increase property tax by $111 a year. The measure needs at least 60% of votes to pass. Right now, it has 77%. Kirsten?
Rania, thank you. It does appear Airway Heights will become a part of the Spokane County Library system. Voters there are saying yes to the annexation. And voters in Cheney right now are saying yes to a new $13 million aquatic center. It would include a lazy river, water slide, lap pool, and cost the owner of a $400,000 home about $212 a year more in property taxes. In the race for Spokane School Board Director position number 5, Mike Weiser is leading with nearly 20,000 votes. Erica Latka is in second with nearly 12,000 votes. You can get full primary election coverage right now on KXLY.com.
Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We're going to be in the 90s through Thursday, mid-90s tomorrow. Sunny and very dry. Relative humidity values down in the single digits during the hottest part of the day. There's some cooler weather ahead for the weekend and a lot of moisture streaming up. It's the monsoon season. You're going to start to feel it, and that may produce some isolated showers and thunderstorms. You can see on a broad view of our satellite and radar that it's been a busy day for showers and thunderstorms throughout the Intermountain West, and we are just getting brushed with a few clouds at the very far northern reach of this subtropical moisture. But it is going to make some progress in our direction. Here's a look at some of the relative humidity forecasts from the computers going through Thursday. We see some of that moisture-laden air starting to work its way closer by noon on Thursday. Our dew points will start increasing, our relative humidity along with it, and eventually we might be able to get some showers going as we head into Friday and the weekend. And it's always this time of year when we tap into that subtropical moisture that we start to feel that humid, sticky, muggy feeling in the air that is certainly nothing compared to east of the Rockies, but it feels muggy by our standards. So expect that as we get into Friday and Saturday with a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, hopefully some rain coming along with any lightning. That will cool us down, but then we're warming back up into the 90s by the middle of, or by early next week. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Washington State has been ranked one of the worst states to retire in a bank rate study. The study looked at 5 categories: affordability, well-being, health care, cost and quality, weather, and crime. The state considered the best place to retire is Iowa. Rounding out the top 5 were Delaware, West Virginia, Missouri, and Mississippi. More fentanyl and meth are now off the streets after Kootenai County Sheriff's deputies say a police dog found the drugs during a traffic stop. It happened in Post Falls last Thursday. Deputies say they stopped a vehicle and the dog sniffed out the drugs. Canine Lord is his name, and he specializes in narcotic detection. Deputies say a search of the vehicle turned up over 81 grams of meth and 250 fentanyl pills. Taylor Gleemaker and Gregory Early, both from Washington, were arrested on several drug charges. 2 STA buses taken off the streets because of bed bugs. Hear from STA about how they're keeping the people who use public transport safe next on Nightside.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team back in action. The Northwest Autism Center is expanding into a new space. All these cubicles have to go. The carpet's got to be removed, and we've got a couple of days to do it. It's coming in August. I'm Mark Peterson. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
Hepatitis C, don't just treat it. Crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it with Maverick. Maverick cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Maverick stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C, crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Maverick.
Ask your doctor about Maverick. AbbVie could help you save.
I'm here with Chris Cunahan of Leaf Filter. What is the problem with a clogged gutter?
Rotten fascia, rotten soffit, mildew, mold in the attic.
So how can Leaf Filter fix this problem?
So the first thing we're going to do is professionally clean out all your gutters, realign them, install our Leaf Filter system that allows nothing but water. Just give us a call, set up an appointment. We'll come out, give you a free gutter inspection.
Folks around Spokane, just call 509-202-1202 or visit leaffilter.com.
Wildfires can strike at any time. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage keeps you safe on TV and on the go to protect your family.
Tracking the largest local wildfire.
Stay safe all fire season long on 4 News Now.
Stop right there. This week, the Denny's Super Slam is only $9.99. Hungry for all your breakfast favorites? When you want America's biggest breakfast for only $9.99 at Denny's,
it's diner time.
Now open really late.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
2 Spokane Transit Authority buses are back on the streets following confirmed reports of bed bugs. The STA says it took appropriate measures and chemically treated the buses and that riders should not be worried. The STA could not say which routes the 2 buses traveled because that changes daily, and it also heat treated the buses, raising the temperature over 160 degrees. It's also working with a pest control company with a canine that can alert the presence of bed bugs. Some riders were not very surprised to find out about the bed bugs.
It is like really gross and shocking, but then I thought about it. If you know that you have a problem at your house, like don't go onto public transportation.
The Centers for Disease Control says bed bugs are not known to spread disease, but bites are itchy and could lead to secondary infections. STA says it'll continue inspections so employees and riders feel comfortable riding public transit.
First day of August and we're in the 90s, but that's not too far off the mark. 87 is our average high. This number is going to start to go down as we get into next week. 8:25 is our sunset these days. Today's 90-degree day puts us at 17 for the total number of 90-degree or higher days. We've hit 97. That's been our hottest day so far this season on 3 different days. In July, we were above average for the number of 90-degree or higher days. Our temperatures were above average. It was the 16th hottest July on record. Here's a look at our temperature trend over the next 7 days. We get a little bit of a dip, and hopefully that comes along with some precipitation on Saturday before we warm back up into the lower 90s. Pick of the night tonight from Peter Barry in Sandpoint. He shared this evening's moonrise. It was a super moonrise, a super sturgeon moonrise. Did I get that over? Super surgeon moonrise, yes. And this is kind of a treat. We get 2 super moons this month. The next one's blue super moonrise, but a great photo there, very dramatic.
I was hoping we would get to see some moons, but it's always risky when you ask people to send pictures of their moon.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that is.
We've had some incidents while I've been in the news biz.
This
is a beautiful one, Peter. This is great. Thank you.
Exactly what we were talking about. Yes, thank you, Peter. You followed the assignment.
Yes. He
you get an A+.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, we're excited to announce the new and improved 4 News Now app. It is now faster and even easier to use. 4 News Now digital anchor Rob King joins us now with a look at some of the new features.
Kirsten, in addition to being faster, the new app also looks cleaner and allows you, the viewer, to find the article you're looking for much more easily. Open the app and right at the top, tap Watch KXLY Plus to stream newscasts and additional exclusive content like interviews with bands in town. One of the best new features is the customization. Whether you want sports, weather, or education news, you can make the homepage how you want. The 4 News Now mobile app is available to download now on both iPhone and Android. Or if you already have the app, head to the App Store to update. I'm Rob King.
Thank you, Rob. Washington State football opens up fall camp tomorrow. What head coach Jake Dickert will be looking for on day 1 next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Festival at Sandpoint.
Special Agent Will Trent, Georgia Bureau Investigation.
ABC presents The Summer of Will.
That's me.
Experience the crime series everyone's talking about.
Come at me like you want to kill me.
Gladly. He's good police, and he's objectively hot.
We are soft in this thing. Always. I'm a grown man with a small dog that wears clothes. What's up, scumbag? Your fly's down. Made you look.
Will Trent, Friday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Summer's here, so journey to where you've never gone. Achieve what you've never done. Discover who you've never been. Behind the wheel of something ready for where you want to go. All in a new CUV with standard all-wheel drive during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Come test drive the first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90, now optional as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, just east of Division on North Foothills Drive or online at SpokaneMazda.com.
New emergency crystals pop and fizz when you throw them back. And who doesn't love a good throwback? New emergency crystals. Throw it back.
92.9 CCU.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
But the excitement is through the roof. I don't even know if I'll sleep tonight, if I'm being honest.
Well, tomorrow will be like Christmas morning for Washington State head coach Jake Dickert. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesum. The Cougars kick off fall camp on Wednesday. Things will be a bit different this year. The plan is to ease the guys into practice before ramping up to full speed. Dickert says he doesn't want the guys to get tired or injured before the season starts. Probably a good plan. Now, the Cougars are also holding a few night practices this year to improve play during night games. Washington State head coach Jake Dickert says that this team has what it takes to qualify for an 8th straight bowl game this season.
The next 3.5 weeks in fall camp will be a big indicator on what we're capable of doing. You know, I think we're more athletic on the offensive side of the ball. I think we've learned from the adversities of last season and are really ready to grow on those things. I think defensively, we need to continue to evolve and take the next step. And, you know, really excited about the playmakers we have at that side of the ball.
And we will have coverage from Washington State training camp starting tomorrow. The Seattle Mariners will have somewhat of a different team for the last 2 months of the regular season. The team removed infielder Colton Wong from the roster. The Mariners also traded away closer Paul Sewald. Now, these moves seem like a bit of a surrender on the season, but Seattle is just 3 games out of a playoff spot. One of the teams they're behind in the standings is the Boston Red Sox. Seattle taking on Boston for Game 2 of their series from T-Mobile Park in against Seattle. The Mariners picked up where they left off last night. Eugenio Suarez hits one in the left field. J.P. Crawford beats the throw to home plate. Seattle takes the lead. Mariners starting pitcher Bryce Miller ran into some trouble, though, in the 4th inning. Christian Arroyo hits one into the outfield, and that's a ground rule double. As a pair of runs come across the score, Boston takes the lead. Next inning, Alex Verdugo. You know, the surname Verdugo means executioner in English, and Verdugo certainly did that to this baseball. Home run, Red Sox as it goes over the wall. Mariners now behind by even more, and they're trying to come back here. It'll be Suarez again. That cuts it to a 2-run deficit with a home run into Edgar's corner there. But that's as close as the Mariners would get in this entire game. Reese McGuire at the plate for Boston. He's a bruiser, and he proves it here. Puts the finishing touches on this one. Mariners, well, they fall at home 6-4 is the final score. The series finale is at 1:10 tomorrow afternoon. The Spokane Indians get the win over the Everett Aqua Sox on the road tonight, however, by a 9-6 final score there. Now, the Washington State women's soccer team opened up training camp at Union Stadium today. The Cougars are looking to have a bounce-back season. The team missed the NCAA tournament for just the 2nd time in 6 seasons last year. Washington State returns a handful of key players, including Coeur d'Alene's own Bridget Reekin.
I feel like we just have a chip on our shoulder, and we're just not going to forget last season and just keep that in the back of our mind while we move forward. And we don't want to feel like that again, so we want to be in the tournament.
Nice to see Reekin healthy after getting injured last season. Now, the Cougars will take the pitch in an exhibition game against Gonzaga on August 10th. And that'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Want to drive?
Really?
Most of us agree our roads are safer when we put away our phones. But we still have some people to reach. So spread the message. And set the example. Because that's how we make the road a safer place for you and your loved ones. Together, we get there.
The doorbell rings, and I see this teenager outside. That was the end of my life as I knew it.
She shoots her in the face? What?
So my dad is Joey Buttafuoco, and my mom is Mary Jo Buttafuoco. The name might ring a bell.
Now, the story you thought could never get more surprising does.
Most people think they know this story, but they have no clue, and it's crazy.
The 2020 event, Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Here's another look at your 7-day forecast. Couple of hot, sunny days, and then possibly some showers on Saturday. More likely clouds and a little humidity in the air, something we have not been feeling much of.
Well, I don't like that. But the nice temperatures, and as Chris mentioned earlier, the supermoon. A lot of people are enjoying some views. The moon is nearing its closest point to Earth, which means you'll see not just one, but 2 supermoons. You mentioned that, Chris, this month. The first peak tonight. August 30th will be the next opportunity, making it a super blue moon. And then we have some time-lapse video of it crossing the sky over the ancient temple of Poseidon in Athens, Greece. I really like that.
It's a good movie.
Yeah. time lapse is just so fun.
Yeah.